Louise, and today we're going to be creating the project for the hot air balloon that you have in your kit. So let's get started. So before we get started, let's just make sure we have all the supplies we need today to create this hot air balloon. We're going to need 2 different colors of paper. If you don't have 2 different colors, you can always start with white and color them as you decide on your design. You'll need scissors and glue to cut and put things together, something to decorate with, whether it be colored pencils, markers, crayons, whatever you would like. There should be some string in your kit as well as a little paper cup. And we're going to be creating this cute little hot air balloon that you'll be able to hang up, and you can also put things inside or play with it, put your toys in it, whatever you like. So we're going to go ahead and clear my space. I'm going to start off with my 2 colored papers, and if you look at your instructions that came in your kit, your first step is to fold your paper in half. So I'm going to start with my blue paper, and if I have it positioned vertical, right, which is long ways, tall wise, and I take the bottom corners and I fold them towards the top, my paper is now folded in half, like a card. I'm going to do the same thing with my orange paper. I'm going to start at the bottom corners. I'm going to fold it up, corner to corner. And then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to cut this out right on the fold. The fold is basically our guide for cutting. So you're going to do that to your blue paper as well. You have 4 pieces to start with. And once you have all 4 pieces cut out, go ahead and start with one. It doesn't matter which one. And you're going to be folding it skinny wise, so not short wise, not like this, but to where when you fold it in half, it gets really skinny and long, corner to corner. And you can look at your instructions if that helps too. And this is basically where we're going to be drawing our balloon shape. And we're going to use the fold right here as the middle point of the balloon. So if we were to open it up, then my whole balloon shape would be here. We only have to draw half of it. So I'm going to be using marker today just so you can see it better on the camera, but I highly recommend you use pencil until you get the shape that you like. Start at the fold and get it as round as you can, taking up as much of that space. And if you go off the edge like I just did, don't worry too much about it, because when you cut it out, you can round it off a little bit more. So I'm going to come over here and try to round it. Come all the way down until I get to what the bottom of the balloon would be, where it connects to the basket, and then just kind of connect to the fold. So something kind of like that, right? And your shape might be a lot better than mine. When I cut it out, I think it'll get a little bit rounder. So I'm going to go ahead and keep it folded in half, cut right on my line, but I'm not going to cut directly on my line because I want to change the shape just a little bit, because I got a little bit too close to the edge over here. I want it to be nice and round. And when you unfold it, you should have a nice balloon shape, something like that. Now you want to follow this exact same step for the next 3 pieces of paper. It might seem to make sense to just put it right on top and trace it, but we actually want to do the fold on each paper. And the reason why the fold is important is because when we go to glue it together, we're going to be gluing it together right on the fold. And so it'll be a lot easier for you to get everything lined up like you see here if you fold your papers before you cut them out. So I'm going to go ahead and show you what I mean. So I'm going to fold it nice and skinny and long again, and you'll do this 2 more times after this. I have 2 more pieces of paper. Take my folded balloon shape, line it up right on the fold of the blue one, and this is where I want to trace it, on the fold like so. Just be very careful. Get a parent's help if you need help with tracing. And voila, I have the exact same shape again. So go ahead and do the same step 2 more times on your remaining blue and orange piece of paper, or whatever color you're working with. Those are the colors I'm working with. Okay, now that you have all 4 balloon shapes all cut out and they're all exactly the same size, Now would be the time that you would decorate your balloon before you glue it together. So they're going to be glued here on the top of the fold. So whatever is on the inside, like when you're going to open it up like a card, this would be the area that you would decorate. So you can look at images of hot air balloons on the internet or in books and get some ideas, or you can just be creative and come up with your own ideas, whether you want to do polka dots, or you could do stripes, or you could draw animals. A lot of hot air balloons have these like curved lines, so you could add those in. You really could do anything you want, but this is the time that you want to decorate it before you glue it together. And while you're decorating the outside of the balloon, you want to also decorate your cup. So you want to bring in your paper cup. Now, you can keep the entire cup if you want. It's pretty large, or you can trim it a little bit. So I trimmed this one so it's a little bit shorter, just because I wanted to have a little bit less to decorate. And I looked at some hot air balloon pictures and the basket seemed a little bit shorter than this cup. So if you wanted to cut the cup down, then you would just make a small cut on one side and then just kind of follow that around carefully with your scissors. If this is too difficult and you really want to trim your cup, then get a parent or an older sibling to help. All right, so then you would trim your cup down, make sure it's nice and even. I would probably spend a little bit of time fixing this little spot right here. And then you would go ahead and start decorating the cup also. I did some polka dots on this one, but you could do any shapes that you want. You could do lines. You could do your favorite character. You could do Mickey or Minnie Mouse, anything that you want. I really like polka dots, so maybe I'll do that again. Whatever your heart desires, whether you want to use marker or colored pencil. And then we're going to start preparing our balloon to add the string. So you're going to spend some time decorating your balloon, decorating your cup. I just want to show you how to put it together. So I'm going to take my 4 pieces as if they're already decorated and ready to go. I'm going to get my string. I want to make sure my string is already in the size that I need. So if you take one of your balloon pieces, and you should have one string that's a little bit longer that can go out the top, and then also have enough to come out the bottom. I would say 2 or 3 inches out the bottom. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make a little loop at the top because I want to be able to hang it up. So I'm going to make a little loop, and I'm just going to tie a knot at the end of my loop very carefully. And again, if this is challenging, get an adult or an older sibling, friend to help you. I'm just going to tie a knot right there, just create a loop. That way I can hang it in my room or hang it somewhere in the house to show it off. Right, so I've got a little loop now, as you can see. So this is going to be coming out the top of my balloon. And then you want to have just a little bit, few inches that's going to be able to come out the bottom of my balloon. Then I should have 4 small strings, which are going to connect at the bottom of the longer string here that will hold the basket of the balloon. So you can see like this. So I should have 4 small strings in addition to my long string. And I'm going to line them all up, kind of bundle them at the top. And if you find an easier way to do this, by all means, please do it your way. I'm just showing one way that I thought was the easiest to show on the camera. So once I get them all bundled at the top, I'm going to take the end of my longer string, not the loop end, the other end, and I'm going to tie these in a knot because I want these two to connect. So I'm going to kind of like when you're tying your shoes, you're going to treat those 4 strings as if they're one, tie them together into a knot, make sure it's nice and tight. You don't want it to come apart, and voila. It should stay, or you can do another knot just to make sure it doesn't go anywhere. It's not like the basket's going to be heavy, it's just paper, so the knot should hold just fine. But if you want to do a second one, just to make sure. And then we can trim this later once we get it all glued together. So now I have a nice long string with a loop on the end And on the other end, I have my 4 little strings that are gonna connect to my basket. So now I'm gonna start putting my balloon together once it's been all decorated. And you're basically gonna be gluing 2 colors right at the fold. So you're gonna line them up like so. And then you'll put glue here and here and smush them together like that. So I'm gonna do that one first. And then on the second one, I'll glue my string in there. So I've got them lined up right on the fold. I'm gonna put some glue on. You can use liquid glue too, if that's what you prefer. I just like to put a little extra on, make sure it doesn't come apart. Line them up fold to fold, and then they should connect without any overlapping. You can fold them together to kind of make sure they're not going anywhere, and there we go. Now 2 halves of my balloon are glued together. Now when I get to this side, I'm going to connect the blue right here, like so. And this time I'm going to put my string in there. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to glue this part down. I'm going to put glue here. I'm going to put a little bit extra right at the fold because that's where the string is going to go and we don't want it to slip out. A little bit extra right here on the fold. I like glue, can you tell? And then before I glue these 2 down, I'm gonna go ahead and take my string and make sure the loop is kind of coming out the top. I'm gonna line it right up with the fold, nice and straight. Make sure you've got enough glue on there. And then I'm going to carefully connect that to this other side here. Make sure the string is inside. And then last but not least, I got one more fold to put on, the last of the balloon. Always want to put a little extra in the fold just because the string is in there now. We don't want it to go anywhere. Things rolling over here on me. Put this in the fold very, very carefully. Make sure everything lines up. Voila. Now we have a hot air balloon that we created all by ourselves. Should look just like this. And you can actually add a lot more paper. You don't have to only use 4 pieces. If you want to make a balloon that has more colors, you can easily add more in if you'd like. And then my string is in there. You want to be very careful at this stage because the string will come out really easily. You want to wait for it to dry. So these 4 pieces are going to connect to my basket. So I have a lot of string here left over, which is fine because I can always shorten it really easily. I can either cut it or I can just tie a little bit bigger of a knot to shorten it, which I'm going to try to do on the camera here. And then once your basket or your paper cup is decorated, I have 4 strings that I need to connect to the cup. So I'm going to kind of spread those out. Okay, and then I have my cup here, and you want to create 4 holes that are directly, 2 that are directly across from each other. So if I made a hole here, then the next one would be directly across. I would turn it, I'd make a hole here, and then that one would be directly across. So here's one that I made earlier. So as you can see where the holes are, it's kind of like a T. 1, 2, 3, 4. So you just want to take 1 string and you want to feed it through the hole. And you can either just tie a knot and loop it around the edge of the cup, or you can always just pull the string through and tie a knot at the end if you don't want to see that kind of loop over the top. Just make sure that the knot is big enough that it's not going to pull through the hole. Now, how should you make the holes? You can carefully make them with a pair of scissors, which I'll show you in a moment. See, now the knot is not going to pull through. Or if you have hole punchers, even better. So if you have a pair of scissors, you want to carefully open them and don't touch the inside of the blade. And you would just hold your cup, get a mom and dad's help if you're a little one, because this isn't really easy to do. You don't want to cut yourself. And you would just kind of slightly start turning your scissors very carefully that you don't touch the blades. Very slowly. Get an adult to do this, please, or an older sibling. This is not for the littles. And then you can make a hole like that. Even better would be a hole puncher. So if you do not have a hole puncher and you are young, please get a parent's help with creating the holes. So again, once you have the holes created, you're going to take your 4 strings. I already have one done. I'm going to feed it through the hole. That one kind of closed off on me. And I'm going to show you a different way how to do them from the first one. So the first one, I tied a knot just on the end, and then I pulled it through so it doesn't go through the hole. And then for this one, I'm just going to tie a knot. So I looped it through, just like when you're tying your shoes. I'm going to tie it once, and then tie it a second time. So 2 different ways you can connect your cup, your hot air balloon basket. So I have this way with the knot on the inside so you can't see it, or this way where it's looped around the edge of the cup and you can see it. And then you just want to decide how long you want your basket to be on your balloon. So this one is a little bit shorter. I shortened the basket significantly before I connected it to my cup. So it's just really up to you what you like. So I have a loop here. I have my balloon, and then I have my basket connected with the knots on the inside, as you can see. And then you have a really fun hot air balloon paper project. Well, I hope you had fun making this project. Thank you for making art with me.